If Airbnb disappeared from your business tomorrow, how much of your revenue would disappear with it? Because if the answer is most of it, you do not have a distribution strategy. You have platform dependence. And today, I'm going to break down exactly how we think about Airbnb, Booking.com, and direct bookings when managing a professional short-term rental portfolio. One of the most common questions I hear from short-term rental owners and managers is, which platform is best? Is it Airbnb? Is it Booking.com? Or should we stop paying commissions and push everything through our direct booking website? But that is the wrong question. You are trying to choose one winner when each of these channels serves a completely different purpose. Airbnb is extremely good at putting vacation rentals in front of travelers who already understand the value of staying in a home. Booking.com exposes your property to a broader travel audience that may be comparing your rental with hotels, resorts, serviced apartments, and other accommodations. Direct booking gives you something neither platform is designed to give you completely: ownership of the customer relationship. But here is where operators get into trouble. Some managers become almost entirely dependent on Airbnb. Others add Booking.com without adjusting their payment process, cancellation policies, or guest communication. Then someone builds them a beautiful direct booking website, but nobody visits it, and it generates 3 reservations for the entire year. That is not diversification. That is adding more software without creating a strategy. The goal is not to list everywhere. The goal is to understand what each channel is supposed to do, what it costs, what kind of demand it creates, and how it contributes to the long-term value of your management business. So let's compare these channels across the 6 areas that matter most: reach, cost, guest behavior, cancellation risk, control, and repeat booking potential. Let's start with reach. Airbnb is still one of the most powerful discovery platforms in the short-term rental industry. It ended 2025 with more than 9 million active listings and recorded 533 million nights and seats booked during the year. That matters because Airbnb guests are already looking for the product we sell. They understand why they might want a kitchen. They understand why a family may need 4 bedrooms instead of 2 hotel rooms. They may be searching specifically for a pool, hot tub, game room, beachfront location, large backyard, or unique experience. Airbnb has already educated that traveler. That makes it an extremely valuable acquisition channel. Booking.com is different. A Booking.com traveler may not begin the search thinking, "I need a vacation rental." They may simply be looking for the best accommodation available for their destination, dates, group size, and budget. Your home could appear beside hotels, resorts, apartments, and other lodging options. That creates an opportunity to capture demand you may never reach through Airbnb alone. At the end of 2025, Booking.com reported approximately 4.4 million properties, including roughly 3.9 million alternative accommodations. Alternative accommodations accounted for about 36% of its room nights during the year. So Booking.com is not simply a hotel platform anymore. It is a major source of demand for vacation rentals, apartments, and professionally managed homes. Now let's talk about direct booking. Your direct booking website does not automatically give you reach. It gives you infrastructure. That is an important distinction. Airbnb and Booking.com already have travelers searching every day. Your website starts with 0 traffic unless you give people a reason to visit it. That traffic can come from previous guests, email campaigns, Google, social media, paid advertising, local partnerships, wedding venues, corporate travel relationships, referral programs, and your own content. So here is the simplest way to look at reach. Airbnb helps you capture vacation rental demand. Booking.com helps you access broader travel demand. Direct Booking helps you retain and convert demand that your brand creates or has already earned. Now, let's talk about the part everyone loves to complain about: commissions. Airbnb currently has two main fee structures. Under its split fee structure, most hosts pay approximately 3%, while the guest generally pays a service fee between 14.1% and 16.5% of the booking subtotal. Under the single fee structure, the entire service fee is deducted from the host payout. Most hosts on that structure pay 15.5%, and it is mandatory for many software-connected hosts and professional hospitality operators. For a professional property manager using a property management system, that second structure is especially important. On a $1,000 booking, a 15.5% fee is $155. That is significant. But simply saying Airbnb took $155 does not tell you whether that booking was profitable. Airbnb may have delivered a guest you never would have reached independently. Booking.com also charges commission on reservations, but the percentage is established in the property's agreement and can vary by location, property type, and commercial arrangements. Certain payment products or visibility programs may create additional costs. Direct Booking removes the traditional OTA commission, but Direct is not free. You still have payment processing fees, website expenses, booking engine costs, marketing expenses, fraud prevention, chargebacks, customer support, email and CRM software, and the labor required to convert that guest. That is why sophisticated operators do not compare commission percentages alone. We compare the total cost of acquiring a completed reservation. Imagine you spend $200 in advertising to generate one $1,000 direct booking. That direct reservation may have cost you more to acquire than the Airbnb reservation. But now imagine a previous guest clicks an email and directly books a $3,000 return stay. That guest may have an extremely low acquisition cost because the relationship already exists. The right metric is not, did we pay an OTA? The right metric is, how much net revenue remained after we acquired, processed, and serviced the completed stay? Now, let's address one of the biggest misconceptions in the industry. You will hear people say Airbnb guests are better, Booking.com guests cancel too much, direct guests are always more loyal. I do not believe guest quality is determined solely by the logo on the reservation. Guest quality is influenced by your property, pricing, positioning, policies, screening, and communication. Airbnb gives you platform profiles, reviews, internal communication, payment processing, and its own trust and safety systems. That can give managers more context before and during a reservation. Booking.com guests may approach the stay with more of a traditional hotel mindset. They often expect fast confirmation, precise information, professional check-in, accurate amenities, and responsive support. That is not necessarily a lower quality guest. It is a different expectation. And if you list a professionally managed property beside hotels, you need to deliver a professional lodging experience. Direct guests can eventually become your most valuable guests, but a first-time direct guest does not automatically arrive with an Airbnb review history or established marketplace profile. That means your own systems need to be stronger. Next is cancellation risk. This is where managers sometimes blame the platform for a problem created by their own rate configuration. Airbnb provides standardized cancellation policies. For shorter stays, its current standard policies include flexible, moderate, limited, and firm options. Standard policies generally include a 24-hour cancellation period for qualifying reservations booked at least 7 days before check-in. Booking.com also allows operators to structure flexible and non-refundable options. If you make every rate fully flexible because it increases conversion, you have to accept that some guests will use that flexibility. The platform is not necessarily the problem. The rate strategy may be the problem. Direct booking gives you more control over cancellation deadlines, payment schedules, deposits, and non-refundable offers, subject to local laws and payment provider requirements. But stricter does not always mean better. A policy that protects your calendar but destroys conversion is not automatically a strong policy. The correct cancellation strategy depends on your destination, seasonality, booking window, property size, length of stay, how easily canceled dates can be resold, and how far in advance your guests normally book. For example, a 6-bedroom vacation home during a major holiday should not necessarily use the same policy as a 1-bedroom city apartment filling midweek business travel. Managers should track cancellation behavior by channel, not just how many reservations were canceled, but how many days before arrival they canceled, whether the dates were rebooked, what rate the replacement guest paid, and how much completed revenue was actually lost. This is where direct booking becomes strategically important. When a guest books through Airbnb, Airbnb controls a large part of the transaction. Airbnb's rules prohibit moving current, future, or repeat reservations off-platform through Airbnb messaging. Hosts also cannot use Airbnb-provided guest information for unrelated marketing or automatically add those guests to marketing lists. That does not mean an Airbnb guest can never discover your brand or choose you again. It means you must follow the platform's policies and build a legitimate brand people remember. OTAs help you complete transactions. Your brand should turn successful transactions into relationships. This brings us to repeat bookings. Airbnb is very good at turning guests into repeat Airbnb users. Booking.com is very good at turning travelers into repeat Booking.com users. But when that guest travels again, the platform may show them hundreds of competing properties. Your previous guest may have loved the stay and still book somebody else because they never remembered the management company behind it. Direct booking allows you to make the guest loyal to your portfolio, but that only happens when your brand is visible throughout the experience. Guests should know who manages the home. Your communication should feel consistent. Your properties should be easy to find. Your website should allow guests to search the full portfolio. Your post-stay follow-up should give them a clear path back, and your marketing should be relevant. A family that booked a 6-bedroom home near Disney should not receive the same return offer as a couple who booked a cabin in Texas. Segment the guest based on what they actually booked, then give them a relevant reason to return. Here is the channel framework I would use. Airbnb is your marketplace trust channel. It introduces travelers to your property and reduces friction for guests who already trust the platform. Booking.com is your demand diversification channel. It helps you reach travelers outside the traditional Airbnb search journey. Direct booking is your relationship and retention channel. It allows your brand to convert previous guests, referrals, and independently generated demand. That does not mean every property should have the same percentage from every channel. A unique destination home may perform exceptionally well on Airbnb. This is not something we look at theoretically. At LevelUp Stays, our distribution strategy includes platforms such as Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO, Google Vacation Rentals, and our own direct booking website. A recent profile of our company reported that we hosted more than 13,000 guests over the previous year while maintaining a 99.4% five-star guest rating. It also reported that properties under our management generated between 2 and 4 times the revenue of comparable homes in certain cases. And what I have learned is that no individual platform fixes an underperforming property. More distribution cannot repair weak photography. It cannot repair poor revenue management. It cannot repair inconsistent cleaning. It cannot repair slow communication. And it cannot repair a guest experience that keeps producing average reviews. Distribution amplifies what is already there. Here is what I want you to do next. Open your property management system and calculate the percentage of your completed revenue that came from Airbnb, Booking.com, direct bookings, and every other channel over the past 12 months. Then look at the net revenue, cancellation rate, average stay value, and repeat booking percentage for each one. You may find that your biggest channel is not your most profitable channel, and you may discover that what you thought was a direct booking problem is actually a traffic, conversion, or retention problem. Subscribe to LevelUp Stays for more practical strategies on pricing, operations, direct bookings, and growing a stronger short-term rental business.